But as good as this lady is, we need
you.
one more. Ladies and gentlemen,
I need a clothespin.
I'm going to let them hook her up. This is Joey Errigo.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, they didn't have to build this for me. I had no idea this was happening. I would have been out here, with my broom or something. Now this is just an allegory. I'm not in favor of storms. It was the storm of the century, a national tragedy going down in history. What your love did to me, the earth was shaking. My heart was breaking from all those little lies you told to me. Well, when we first met, you said I was your sunshine, chasing all the dark clouds from your skies. Pretty soon the river started rising from all those sorry tears you made me cry. It was the storm of the century, national tragedy going down in history. What your love did to me, the earth was shaking. My heart was breaking from all those little lies you told to me. Oh, Pickett. Art Crummer's watching me. Oh my God. The forecast didn't give me any warning. Truth it struck like lightning from above. Now up on higher ground I sit in mourning, so disappointed by the sinkholes of your love. It was the storm of the century, national tragedy going down in history. What your love did to me, the earth's shaking. My heart was breaking from all those little lies you told to me. Mandolins? Banjos? I don't play well with others. Now here's the serious part. Well, now I hear that you moved on and found another. I hope you're dry and safe and warm. I'm sincerely glad you found each other, 'cause I know it's just the calm before the storm. Another storm of the century, national tragedy going down in history. What your love did to me, the earth was shaking. My heart was breaking from all those little lies you told to me. From all those little lies you told to me. How's the guitar sound? Does the sound okay? Okay. I need a water holder. So is it always the perfect weather at WillFest, except the year that it wasn't? Which was couple decades ago. I think Art was there. Let's go. And they came from South Florida to record us jamming. And I remember people wearing, the stuff I used to ski in back home, And we froze, but we sort of sounded okay. I think we were in a different key, because we were key of shivering. Yeah, a lot. And a lot of gloves. Trying to pick with gloves was interesting. I have a recording of that somewhere. I played it 10 years ago and went, oh my God. So my friend Eddie came down from Georgia here. They wouldn't let me into Florida till I went to the School of Southern Elocution in Georgia, where I learned to say that I'm going to carry Mama to the Piggly Wiggly and other phrases like that. And I was there when I drove by a little church that was half run down, a little white church like the typical, with all the azaleas were in bloom and every flower and shrub you could imagine, and there was holes in the side of it. And I thought, wow, that looks like a dress. If I had a dress like these pants or like that church, that would really be something. And I said, but would they let me come to church wearing that thing? And then I went home and wrote this song. Georgia's sewn a new spring dress full of the brightest colors. Of all the flowers, she's picked the best. She's not like all the others. Well, she charmed the peach blooms from the trees, azaleas from the bower. Then she wound wisteria around the sleeves. With her unearthly powers, oh, her mother saw her try it on. Said, sister, what you doing? Now don't you wear that shameless gown. That dress could be your ruin. But when the March wind blew her dress to town, Miss Georgia took to dancing. And as she whirled and twirled around, young men were taking their chances. The old men hid their smiles, they said. She really shouldn't oughta. Old women sighed and shook their heads, so glad she's not my daughter. Well, she danced that fiddler half near dead till her blossoms started turning. Out on the street, the town folks said her dress could take some burning. So they built a fire, threw her in just the mid-hour when Miss Georgia called cold winter's wind to freeze their fields and flowers. Then snow descended in a rage from Savannah to Columbus, and from their pulpits preachers prayed heaven for their deliverance. So next time Georgia sews that new spring dress full of the brightest colors, well, just let her wear what she likes best. She's not like all the others. Just let her wear what she likes best. She's not like all the others. Our drummer, you put a curse on me. He asked me if my throat was okay, my voice was okay. Apparently not. Well, just some of this magic elixir water here. It's probably Zephyr Hills. Is it Zephyr, where I live? No, it's Dasani. Very bad. No wonder it's not working. So I just realized the other day that I've lived in this house in Zephyr Hills longer than any other house that I've ever lived in. I know that doesn't make me a Florida native, but I must like Zephyr Hills really well. So when I was traveling around in my minivan, if you want to be a songwriter, I recommend it highly, because if you camp in your minivan, you have nothing else to do but to play your guitar and write songs. Since I've had the house, I've probably written a handful of songs. So I'm making a road trip, despite the fact that I can hardly see and I don't have any common sense at all anymore. I'm going to try to make a road trip this summer. Sadly, all my pets have gone through the pearly gates, and hopefully I won't be following them anytime soon. So this is an ode to my minivan. I've only put 4 transmissions into it while I was doing this. 2-lane highway all alone. I got no map, no telephone. Well, I'm not sure which road I'm on, but I'm almost halfway home. The engine's rough the tires fair, bodies rusted here and there. Wish I could have packed a spare, but I'm almost halfway home. Some guardian angel, some lucky star navigates me from afar. Backseat driving this old car, I'm almost halfway. Got funny noises, got funny thumps. There's spraying fan bells, broke water pumps. Well, I just turned my music up, 'cause I'm almost halfway home. Some guardian angel, some lucky star navigates me from afar. Backseat driving this old car, almost halfway home. Staring down that yellow line, it's hard to see your exit sign. Hope I'll know which one is mine when I'm almost halfway home. Some guardian angel, lucky star navigates me from afar. Backseat driving this old car, almost halfway home. Almost halfway home. Thank God I'm halfway home. I'm a little more than halfway home right now. That was quite a few years ago. I'm 3/4 of the way home. I shouldn't speak poorly of the Dasani water. I'm really happy I have it. So you're such a nice audience that I may get a little. Been having a little. My equipment isn't working very well today. This is the equipment that isn't working. But I may get brave and try this song that I've been having trouble. But not yet. I don't want you to leave too soon. So my friend Rochelle, who's vending over there, everybody knows Rochelle Morris. She and I had to play at, we didn't have to. We were enjoying playing decades ago at the Pioneer Days Museum in Dade City. So we were doing a gospel set, and I said, geez, we really need something different. And I'd been looking for real estate. I hadn't moved here yet. I was still in Georgia. So I'd been going around to see houses with a real estate agent. You know how they make their ads? They make the adverbs and verbs, it doesn't have a fireplace. It's fireplaced. They add an ED. They have a different lingo. So I was thinking about that when I wrote this song that, man, I had to learn. It has got a lot of words in it. I had to learn it before we went to the Pioneer Days. If you need a mansion built just for you, with a fast food price tag and a Champlain view, here's a great investment knocking at your door. Prime river frontage on the Jordan Shore, upscale location, you better grab it fast. Solid rock foundation, it was built to last. The driveway's made of marble, streets are made of gold. It's upwardly mobile as a soul can go. Don't need no mortgage, commissions paid, turnkey condition, not a duplex, not a double wide. It's your four-square home place on the other side. Oh, it comes fully furnished with everything you'll need. Be comfy, cozy for all eternity. Trade your fixer-upper, trade that condo share for my custom model high up in the air. Don't need no mortgage, commissions paid, turnkey condition. Y'all come in today. It's not a duplex, not a double wide. It's your four-square home place on the other side. Yes, it's so exclusive that all are welcome in. You just bring your toothbrush, leave behind your sin. Course it's pearly gated, but those gates swing wide. Sweet milk and honey in the by and by. Don't need no mortgage, commissions paid, turnkey condition. Y'all move in today. It's not a duplex, not a double wide. It's your four-square home place on the other side. No, no, it's not a duplex, ain't no triple wide. It's your four-square home place on the other side. There it is. Wow. Yeah, so I'm the songwriter of Manufactured Housing. I have several songs about mobile homes. We won't do them all now. Only when I get invited to the RV or the Manufactured Home Convention will I do them all. You know, this water just isn't very wet. I don't know what there is about it. It's the driest water I ever had. Okay. I'm a little suspicious about this set list here. So I grew up in upstate New York, but it was southern upstate New York, so we have that in common. Called the Southern Tier. That's how southern it was. And I grew up on the banks of the Susquehanna River, which I've learned more recently may be the largest estuary, the oldest, the most ancient. They're still squabbling on that, but so I'm very proud of that. And me and my cousins, we all collected the fossils because basically where our house sat is where the river had been originally. It had, or it was that big that it took up that place. So my parents kind of had to move there because my Sicilian grandparents had bought the lots. It used to be an orchard. It's called Twin Orchards. This will be a long-winded speech while I rest my finger. So it was fascinating to be a kid and to pick up something that would literally, the dust, you would see this vertebrae or whatever of this little fish or something. And then when you poked it, the whole thing would turn to dust. So my father always said, oh, those poor people across the river in Endicott, they flood every year, but we've got a flood wall. And we did. We had a beautiful flood wall that we would toboggan down at our own risk. And so we always felt secure there. Well, since I moved, if you don't believe in global warming, since I've moved, they've had 300-year floods. Well, they had one when I still lived there. Elmira got it worse than our area. And my neighborhood, according to my cousin, when she drove past it after they were able to get to it, was totally gone. So, just saying. 300-year floods in less than 100 years. So this is my song relating to my leaving home and the river. I was born in a small factory town. Susquehanna River ran right beside. I'd sit on the banks of that river, trying to sing me across that river to the other side. Then I grew up and I took to the road, searching for what I might find. And every time that road crossed a river, I'd sing me across that river to the other side. I'd sing me across the river, beautiful river. Sing me across that river to the other side. Then I'd shout hallelujah, I really did get through. Sang me across that river to the other side. From the banks of the Ohio to the Mississippi Bayou, sang me across that river to the other side. The Santa Fe, the Withlacoochee, to way down on the Swanee, sang me across that river to the other side. They say that life's like a river, searching for what it might find. And now that I am getting older, started searching for that Jordan River side, where they'll sing me across the river, beautiful river. Sing me across the river to the other side, and I'll shout hallelujah, I really did get through. You sang me across that river to the other side. So sing me across that river to the other side. Oh. Luckily I moved somewhere where there's lots of great rivers. I even kayaked against my better judgment down the Hillsborough, and the first thing we saw was the alligator in front of us. But we didn't look too tasty, I guess. We were too much trouble, I guess. All right. So here's another one I wrote in Georgia. And there's Eddie, my friend from Georgia, that were there. And we were out going to looking for Flint, weren't we, when we went by the Paradise Motel? Yeah, I think we were in South Carolina, right across the border. We're looking for arrowheads. I actually think I found a Clovis Point that day, I think. So this is the inspiration for this song, because the Paradise Motel that we went past had seen, sort of like me, had seen better days. Well, I woke up so early this morning, I decided to go for a drive back to a place from my childhood, back when Mommy and Dad were alive. Just a bright Kodak slide from the 50s, a vision in Chevrolet pink. I'm down to the side, I pulled up to the side, but I just didn't know what to think, for the palm trees look strangely disturbing, all tangled in tinsel and vines. Oh, that swimming pool dry as a desert, all the letters swung loose from the sign. Now I know that we're all getting older, the years are beginning to tell. We may be remodeled in heaven, but that Paradise Motel gone to hell. Oh yes, that Paradise Motel gone to hell. Walls have no stories to tell, 'cause now there's weeds on the lawn, flamingos are gone, and and nobody answers the bell. Now one year Dad packed our old wagon. One year he packed our new car to go in search of exotic locations. But we never did drive very far, for a Florida family vacation was something Dad could not afford. So us kids would hang out in the game room. Mom and Dad would hang out at the bar. But now that Paradise Motel's gone to hell, oh, the walls have no stories to tell. 'Cause now there's weeds on the lawn, flamingos are gone, and nobody answers the bell. Third verse always sums it up, so here it goes. Now we all need some memories to cling to that always seem shiny and new, for we're all gonna face disappointments, and everyone's got them a few. So keep the first day you swam in the deep end, the day that your braces came off, close like pennies you hide in your pockets, that you can fend when the going gets rough. 'Cause now that Paradise Motel's gone to hell, the walls have no stories to tell. 'Cause now there's weeds on the lawn, flamingos are gone, and nobody answers the bell. 'Cause now there's weeds on the lawn, flamingos are gone. Guess I'll be going as well, 'cause that Paradise Motel's gone to hell. That's what you get when you keep looking at the clock. Well, that was supposed to be 5 minutes from now. So it looks like do I have time for one more? One more. Which one? Okay, here's one. I don't know if I've ever done it at Will McLean. So I'm going to be taking a chance here. So I write a book. Well, I was in the horse business for many years. I mean, from the minute I was born, I just knew I needed a pony or a horse or anything that looked like. So I read a book a few years ago, or an article, about what happened to all the cavalry horses, when they didn't need them anymore, and it wasn't very good. And then I also, the title of this is Mr. Ford's Machine. After we had the automobile, there wasn't a very good outcome either. Once I was happy in my work, the labor of my hands. Hammer, forge, and anvil, shod horses small and grand, and everybody knew my name along the village green. But that's before we heard the roar of Mr. Ford's machine. Was late one Monday morning right outside the smithy door, when I heard a sound like nothing I ever heard before. I saw the scattering horses and I smelled the gasoline, and soon enough out of the dust roared Mr. Ford's machine. Then all my friends and neighbors from inside the village store, school children and the parson, all ran out to see the score, a-laughing and a-joking at the humor of the scene, and at the certain failure of Mr. Ford's machine. Mr. Ford's machine is a car as cold as steel. It's the biggest change in history since horse was put to wheel. Now Jenny, lead my good mare out and tie her to the tree. She's obsolete, she's been replaced by Mr. Ford's machine. In a while, most would deny the words they said that day, when folks that once made 5 a week were making 5 a day. And if you weren't a factory man, your family'd live on beans. So you sold your soul for a piece of gold in Mr. Ford's machine. Mr. Ford's machine, it's a cart as cold as steel, the biggest change in history since horse was put to wheel. Now Jenny, lead my good mare out and tie her to the tree. She's obsolete, she's been replaced by Mr. Ford's machine. And soon the smith was silent, there wasn't much to do. Carriage trade was over, new baby coming soon. And every night I plopped a thought, but it sank its teeth in me. And now I'm just another cog in Mr. Ford's machine. Every day is silent, there isn't much to do. Don't speak with my neighbor, I don't even know his name. And beside me stands a piece of steel where a working man should be. And I don't take much pleasure in working Mr. Ford's machine. Oh, Mr. Ford's machine was a cart as cold as steel, biggest change in history since horse was put to wheel. Now Jenny, lead my good mare out, bring my gun to me. She's obsolete, she's been replaced by Mr. Ford's machine. Jenny, lead my good mare out and tie her to the tree. She's obsolete, she's been replaced by Mr. Ford's machine. Wow, thank you.
Joey's up again on the Magnolia stage tomorrow at 2.